I think that was one of the rudest things we've ever had happen to us. For the love of camping.
Don't do that. It's not cool.
We don't have to agree.
Okay.
The next
Gross.
This great adventure.
These are the top worst rude things RVers and campers do. We've been talking about making this video for a long time. It seems we run into this problem everywhere we go.
All the time.
And so now we're going to share them with you. These are the top worst rude things that RVers and campers do.
Don't be one of them. Please don't do these things. Oh, yeah. This one.
This one.
This
yeah,
one.
This one. This might be really the number one.
Yes, please don't do this.
Walk through your fellow campers' campsite.
Some people don't think that's bad, but this is like our yard, temporary.
Right.
And it's like walking through somebody's yard or behind their house. Don't do that. It's not cool.
It's absolutely not cool. And then you start wondering about your stuff that you left sitting outside. Is it safe with people hanging around by it? And
it's just so intrusive. If we're
really
talking
is.
in the office, people are going to be able to hear what we're talking about if they're behind our RV.
Really? Yeah. So walking through a campsite, I think most campers and RVers already know this. It really is people, you're brand new to it. Or sometimes it's, I guess, guests of other campers that are doing it. Just people hanging out. A lot of these parks and campgrounds let like people come in with a day pass or something. And
yeah, we've had it happen several times. We've even had somebody come over and wash their dishes at our water.
Yes.
It was so weird.
That
like, what are they
was
doing?
a different one. Yeah. Coming over and filling up a water thing and washing dishes when there was all these open spots.
Yes, there
all
were
around.
open spots even right next to us, and why they chose ours, maybe they thought our water was turned on and all the other ones weren't because they weren't being used. That's the only thing I can think of.
Right.
But weird. That was weird.
It was weird.
Can we talk about pets?
Oh my gosh, this really might be this is really close with walking through campsite.
Yeah.
Barking dogs.
Yeah.
Now we like dogs.
We love dogs.
Don't get
we
that.
love dogs. And we know they will bark and that's fine. But we had somebody close. They were like really close next door behind us. And they left for hours. I think they're even gone overnight. And their dog barked the entire night. And I actually told them the next morning because I didn't know if they realized what their dog was doing and how upset it was. And, I was nice about it. I was like, oh, yeah, I don't know if you know this, but your dog seemed a little upset. It was barking all night long. So she was like, oh, she was grateful that I told her. She apologized, which is fine, but don't make a habit of it.
Some separation anxiety, I guess.
Probably.
Going on
yeah,
there.
and they do. They're pack animals. They do like to be around their humans.
What is the solution if your dog likes to bark like that?
You give them I don't know, they have like little things to keep them busy. They have, there's medications for separation anxiety. Some have it worse than others. Some are fine.
A sedative?
Yeah. Mine always got some
not cool?
fireworks.
Okay.
What?
So that's not cool?
What, knocking them out?
A sedative?
Oh, they may have something for anxiety. They have some natural solutions for anxiety for pets.
Yeah, I think just don't subject your fellow campers to that. You do need to think about your fellow camper.
Let's talk about other pets. Do you remember the other pet?
Oh, right.
This was up in Minnesota.
No, Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody pulled in next to us and the picnic table was like right behind our RV and they put their bird in a cage.
They were going to a bird show.
That bird was so loud. Is she talking to it?
Yeah. Squawked and squawked.
I think we have footage of that.
I think so.
We'll share that one.
Yeah, not what you would expect.
No.
But yeah, it was like kind of like that ongoing wind chime. Squawk,
It's constant.
squawk, squawk.
Yeah. We had just
Oh,
moved
man.
into this RV. We were still moving in.
Yeah. I think in the case with the bird, maybe I guess just keeping it inside might have cut down on some of that noise.
Yeah.
Not put it in a picnic table,
Put it on a
right?
picnic table right by somebody else's RV. I don't know. I just felt like it was disrespectful.
Well,
and,
yeah, those were big sites. There were other spots they probably
Yeah.
could have put the bird.
yeah,
We're going to give them the bird for that.
that was bad.
So this is kind of a controversial one. I've actually seen arguments on both sides of this.
Yeah.
Is it rude or not rude to knock on a fellow camper's RV door or walk up to their campfire at night and start talking?
Just to be social.
Right.
Yeah. Well, some people are introverts, and when they go camping, they like their alone time, their quiet, their peacefulness. Some people are extroverts, and they want to socialize. I have seen both sides of this as well, but I think it comes down to respecting your fellow camper and not making assumptions that they want to be social. Yeah, not everyone is that social.
Right. We're more kind of introvert kinds of people. You
Yeah.
probably wouldn't think that, but we are. So I kind of go on the thing that don't intrude on your fellow camper's space, knock on the door or the campfire unless you've been invited in.
Yeah.
You know, if you're out walking around and people wave, you know, I think that's an invitation to maybe, you know, walk over and say hi, you know, and something like that. But we certainly have had some people walk right up and start yakking. And these are people that don't recognize us. We're just talking. We're just
in general,
regular campers.
fellow
so-
campers. Yeah. But we do enjoy meeting you guys.
Absolutely.
And all the campsites that we go to.
We do. and it's sometimes happens at the most unusual times.
It's always like random weird. Yeah.
Right. We
So it
won't
makes
be,
it interesting.
we won't be thinking about it, then someone will recognize us, which is super cool. And another one that's probably kind of controversial is leaving your outside lights on all night long. Well, like the Momentum cap lights we left on right after we got the RV. It wasn't even quiet hours. And somebody banged
Was banging
on the
on our-
outside
yeah.
of the RV.
Scared me to death. You were getting out of the shower.
Yeah, I'm
And
stepping
he's
out
like,
of the
what's
shower.
going on?
And to me, that was very rude.
Yeah.
You could have, at a minimum, come to the door and explain yourself nicely. Instead, when I opened the door, he yelled, "Shut your lights off!" I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And this wasn't a campground full of tenters. It was
No.
other RVers.
Yeah.
And a lot of people leave those on all night. I guess it depends on what kind of shades that you have and in your RV. And also, we leave some rope lighting on around our RV because of bugs.
Yeah,
I mean,
it keeps the bugs and the mice away. So, and it's been a great solution. We've not had any problems since we started doing it. We had
Yeah.
problems before, but not since we implemented that solution.
and they're very bright.
Yeah.
So I think from safety and security, we like having those. So I'm not really on board with this lighting one. You know, if we were camped next to tenters, you know, I think I'd be really a lot more careful
Yeah.
with that. But I feel like for a lot of reasons, you can get like a face mask or something. And I don't know. That was one of the rudest things we've ever had happen to us when that person knocked on the side of
that
the
was
RV.
pretty bad.
Really
Scared
loud.
me. Yeah, it was pretty aggressive the way he was banging on our RV.
It was.
It wasn't appropriate.
It was. It
Wasn't
took
appropriate.
us a little while to get over that situation.
Yeah,
Really-
my heart was racing. We didn't know what was going on. Like, what? What?
I think it was close to quiet hours, but
Okay.
not quite there.
Oh, okay.
And
I don't even remember.
yeah, not cool at all. Want to find that camper. If you're watching, I want to hear from you.
Hopefully he watches this video. So share it with all your friends, and they'll share it with all their friends.
Yeah.
And he'll see it. And when you arrive at a campsite and there's trash,
Oh yeah.
I mean, most are really good about cleaning up sites. You know, it's not a common problem, but it does happen.
It has been at some of the free or low-cost campsites that really don't have a lot of management.
Yes.
And you show up, and yeah, there's beer cans around. We've seen
Broken glass.
Yeah.
This is the most disgusting campsite I've ever stayed at. Well, I don't know if it's worse than flies or not, but it is so bad. I mean, look at this right here. Just broken glass, trash. Trashy, trashy, trashy. Underneath the RV. Look at all that.
Yeah.
Some beer bottles. Yeah.
Yeah, some sites have been really bad, and yeah, just pick up after yourself.
Can I use that old saying, leave the place better than you found it?
Exactly, because what goes around comes around. You probably heard that. So if you're leaving trash around in sites, you're bound to ride up on one that's got a lot of
You
trash.
talking karma now?
You attracted that trash in your site, didn't you? This is a favorite of yours. So in the bathhouse, leaving your used bar of soap with your hair on it there for the next person.
That's gross.
In case you're using the bathhouse, yeah, just don't do that.
Please don't.
I have seen that. It's not pretty.
Gross. Where is that lawnmower? Is that here in this park?
And this may not be fellow campers or fellow RVers, but for campgrounds and RV parks, for the love of camping, don't do yard work every day. Can you hear that lawnmower right now? Seriously. Schedule your lawn and yard work like once a week in each area of the campground or something.
I wonder if they can hear it. You think they can hear that? It's so loud.
Yeah, they can
Yeah.
they can totally hear that, yeah. So please, we want to enjoy camping, the outdoors, or working if we have to be working, not listening to lawnmowers and all kinds of other yard tools going all the time.
Yeah. How about those times when we're in a large campground and it's virtually empty and we're like, oh, this is so nice because it's quiet, there's nobody next to us, and then somebody pulls in right next door to the next lot. Why? Why?
Now, it only have to be in parks that you're allowed to choose your campsite, because some of them do assign you a campsite, but like Thousand Trails, you get to pick the site you want.
Yeah.
And yeah, with a big wide open park, and if the sites are all pretty much equal, why park right next to someone?
Why? Maybe they want to be social.
Yeah.
That could be it.
Yeah, and I'm sure some of you would like people closer, and some of you would say, please stay far away. And that's where we would like, not to have a camper super close. And especially some of these parks and campgrounds, the sites are really tight.
Yes, really tight.
I'm out here, and no, that's not part of my RV. That is the neighbor's RV right there. If I reached out far enough, I could almost touch it. Our slides are only a couple of feet.
You can reach out and touch your fellow camper in some of these sites.
Yes.
So if there's a choice, don't be that close.
Yeah. Maybe you want to be social, but maybe they don't. So just, again, it's respecting people's space and privacy.
This could be definitely a top one right here. Getting drunk, getting obnoxious, and being loud. Especially after quiet hours.
Yeah.
That we have definitely experienced.
Yeah, people want to party, and sometimes they don't respect the quiet hours, but not everybody is partying, camping in campgrounds. We actually live in campgrounds, and we're working, and
we absolutely like to have a couple drinks out by the fire, sitting outside and just talking to people. And we might laugh out loud sometimes, but we are definitely respectful of quiet hours, turning the music down, whatever that may look like. And it's fun to have a big group of people together, your family, friends, whatever, but you really need to tone it down a notch after quiet hours.
Yeah.
Locking and unlocking your car or truck with a loud horn.
Beep, beep.
Right. What's with that? Use the manual control inside.
Right.
You don't have to keep doing that over and over again.
Yeah, some of these spots are really close together, so it's just inconsiderate making all this extra, I don't know, obnoxious noises.
And you're out in nature. That's certainly not a natural sound to hear.
Speaking of being loud or noisy or weird noises, wind chimes. We've stayed in a couple places where we had somebody right next to us with wind chimes, constant sounds of I love wind chimes. I don't want to listen to it 24/7.
Right. I guess if you're going to have them up, take them down at night at a minimum.
Just some consideration for your neighbors that are close.
But it is, 24 hours a day.
It's a little excessive. Oh, remember the people that had the wind chimes, they also had a leaf blower, and they used it every day. The entire yard is like, I know people sometimes are retired and don't have a lot to do, but try to respect your neighbors that are maybe working inside their RV.
That's right. They were leaf blowing the grass.
They were doing it all day, every day, it felt like. I mean, between the wind chimes and the leaf blower, I feel like that was my least favorite campsite that we've ever been in. It was that bad.
Yeah. Just, you're going to use a leaf blower minimally and not every day. So depending on where you're camping, if you are boondocking out in the middle of nowhere and nobody's around you, then this might be fine to leave your generator on all night. But if you are around other campers and you have no hookups, like no power, there usually is a time when you need to shut off your generator at the beginning of quiet hours, like 10 or 11 o'clock at night, and not turning them back on till 7 or 8 in the morning. But we have heard many generators go longer than that at some of the free campsites and boondocking spots that we've been at. And they can be very disturbing. One more noise,
constant
pollution.
Humming of a generator.
Right. Now, rest area, I think you're good on that.
Right, because you do have the truckers that are running their engine all night, so it just kind of blends in.
Exactly.
But, so I guess with all these noises, here's a tip, earplugs.
Yeah.
We have earplugs.
Yeah,
and
keep those by the bedside.
And, they're not 100%. You still hear a lot of these noises through the earplugs and through the walls of your RV. So, but that's the best advice that I have for these situations.
And we keep the AC on with the fan solid all night.
It does a pretty good job.
So arriving really late to your campsite or leaving really early. And that's like starting up your truck, revving the engine, leaving it
idling. Yeah.
Yeah. Slamming your doors, trying to get out of there quickly.
And some people actually use power tools to hook up and do different things.
Yeah,
and
they do.
And sometimes it's super early in the morning and just... I know people want to get on the road and get going, but let's respect quiet hours.
Right. Raising and lowering jacks with a drill can sometimes be pretty loud. Yeah, definitely do them within the normal hours of the park. And just be really sensitive when you come in late, because it does wake people up and some people go to bed early.
Yeah. And as most people know, RVs aren't super insulated. So you do hear a little bit more noises outside of your RV. This one's a bit better than our last one.
Right.
But still.
And if you happen to be going to the dump station or even at your campsite and you have an unfortunate spill while you're doing the dumping stuff, make sure you clean that up. Don't just leave it there for the next camper or the next person at the dump station. Not cool.
Gross.
Definitely clean that up.
Does that happen a lot?
Sometimes.
Yeah. Gross.
Well, this might offend you or offend other campers. We're not really super bothered by this, but people yelling, offensive language, vulgar language. If you've got kids,
Yeah.
or some people...
Like, it doesn't really bother me, but if it's going to be a rented campground where there's kids, I don't know, I feel like it's disrespectful and rude.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it doesn't bother me. I don't care. But, yeah, around kids, I don't think that's cool.
That probably kind of goes along with the drunk and obnoxious behavior,
Yeah.
I would guess.
Yeah. Well, this one isn't huge, but from a safety standpoint, I feel like it needs to be addressed. Leaving a campfire burning unattended.
Yeah, we have rolled up on many campfires that were smoldering there, and some even actually burst back into flames, not realizing how much water it takes to smother a fire.
Yeah.
And it could, lead to a bigger fire, so it's dangerous. So, do not leave your campfire burning unattended, or when you leave your campsite for good or for just a few hours or whatever
overnight,
that looks like.
Please don't do that.
Yeah, you never know when the wind is going to whip up and blow some embers around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just for safety's sake, don't do that.
Yeah, what was the whole Smokey thing? Smokey the Bear?
Smokey the Bear, that's right. Smokey the Bear, yeah. He used to say something about campfires.
Right. Always put them out. But it had a good ring to it.
Oh, I don't remember.
So.
That's back in the 70s?
Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
When we were kids.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a big one. Talking to you while you're backing in the RV to get set up or trying to pack up and leave. When you're likely to make mistakes and things like that, people want to socialize with you.
Yes. Like, don't bother people when they're in the middle of moving their home. It's a huge undertaking. Don't come over and think that's an opportunity to be social.
Right.
It's not. Usually when we're backing in, we've had a long day traveling and we just want to get settled in, because then there's a lot of work to do inside to get set up and we're tired.
Right, and of course we want to talk to fellow campers after we're all set up, and maybe the next day after we've had some rest.
Yes, or even like when we're ready to go. We have a long day ahead of us, and it's a big job to make sure you get it right, and you don't want to miss anything, be distracted. So let's keep social time away from when people are trying to set up or break down. Gosh, do you think we hit all of them?
I sure hope so.
I bet there's more.
If there's more, let us know down in the comments.
Let us know down in the comments, because it will help other people learn other things not to do as well. And we know you guys are experts too. Right.
Or share like your worst rude camping experience ever.
Yes.
Especially if it's funny, because we all like to laugh at these situations after the fact, even though in the moment it's like, what the heck is going on?
You start wishing karma on people? Is that what you do?
Yeah, some of those experiences become a funny story afterward, but it doesn't mean you want to keep seeing them going forward. Thanks so much for watching the video.
Share it with your RV friends. We'd appreciate that. And please give the video a thumbs up if it helped you.
And we will see you guys in the next video.
Bye.
So long. You do need to think about your fellow camper.
What's so funny? What? Let me get the fan. Menopause don't like no heat.
Oh, there's an outtake. Leaving your Generite. Absolutely.
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 So.
Absolutely. So, what is these? Now,
absolutely.
Is that going to be my word of the day now?
Absolutely.
Instead of right, it's going to be
right. Absolutely. Please don't be I just spit.
I hear somebody whistling.
I hear yard work.